Hello, Year 4, and welcome to day 33 of home learning. It is Wednesday, the 3rd of March 2021. Now, I have a joke for you this morning, and it is, what did the 0 say to the 8? Nice belt. Okay, let's get on with our work. Okay, so early morning work, again, our spag. So let's have a look at the sentence. On top of the hill, I could see a noble castle which had two vast turrets towering above me. So what I would like you to do is pause the video now, please, and write that sentence down. Okay, so now we'll go through the questions as normal. So number 1, remember what a preposition was? It tells you where something is in connection to something else. Okay, so it's identify the prepositions. On top of the hill, I could see a noble castle which had two vast turrets towering above me. So on top of the hill, I could see a noble castle which had two vast turrets towering above me. Then you need to find the adjectives. So which words in that sentence are adjectives? Remember what an adjective is? A describing word. Then you need to write a synonym of vast. Okay, so a synonym is a word that means the same. So what does the word vast mean? Look at it in context. On top of the hill, I could see a noble castle which had two vast turrets towering above me. Now, a turret, if you have a look at the castle, these bits at the top of the castle, these are turrets. And this is where the soldiers used to stand and hide behind, and then they used to lean out and fight the enemy. Can you identify an expanded noun phrase? I'll give you a clue. There are two. And can you change one of the expanded noun phrases to another expanded noun phrase that still makes sense? Okay, so choose one of those noun phrases, expanded noun phrases, and change it, but the sentence must still make sense. So pause the video now before we go through the answers. Okay, so on top of the hill, I could see a noble castle which had two vast turrets towering above me. And the first question was to find the prepositions. So the preposition is on, because it's on top of the hill, and the other one is above. Then you had to find two adjectives, and adjectives are describing words and they describe the nouns. So I could see that castle is a noun, a noble castle, so noble is the adjective, and there is another noun, a turret is a noun because it's a thing, and vast describes the turret. Okay, so you had to change vast for number 3, and you had to choose a different synonym, and that is a word that has the same meaning. And so you could have chosen large, tall, big, massive. Okay. Then you had to find the expanded noun phrases. So we know that castle is a noun. So we have a noble castle, because there's your adjective and castle is your noun. And two vast turrets, because turrets is your noun, and two vast describes the turrets. And the last one is, can you change one of those expanded noun phrases to something else, but your sentence must mean the same. So I thought of, on top of the hill I could see a huge castle which had a wooden door leading from the path. There's my sentence. It still makes sense. I will look at those when you come back. Okay, so English. We're going to be looking at figurative language because this will help us to write more interesting descriptions about characters and settings, and it will entertain your reader. Okay? Do you know what figurative language is? No. Okay. Well, if you do, that's brilliant. You might have heard of that before, but you're not quite sure. So, what is figurative language? It's lots of ways in which we can use language to give more information, but you're showing something rather than telling. Okay? And it's fantastic if you're using figurative language. So this is really something that you need to know. So let's move on. So what I want you to do is we're going to play the alphabet game. So think of the alphabet A, B, C, all the way down to Z. Okay? And you need to think of words that begin with that letter. So I've started for you. So I've got A is for alligator, B is for bouncy, C is for cute, D is for dinosaur. Okay, now you can use any word class, adjectives. I've used cute. A noun is an alligator or a dinosaur. A verb is bouncy. Bouncy is an adjective, but if I'd said bouncing, or bounced, it would have been a verb. Okay, so you can use any word class, and I would like you to look at doing the letter and then another word. Okay, so E, what could it be? Extravagant. F, G, H. So pause the video now until you've done that, please, for me. Okay, so welcome back. I hope you had some fun doing that. Okay, so figurative language is when words and ideas are used to create images in your head and give you impressions of something. So we can use it in poetry, we can use it in descriptions of characters and of settings, like I've said. So when we use figurative language, it gives our ideas strength. Okay, so it gives the reader a bit more of a clue to understand what you mean. So it makes your reader picture things in their head. Okay, now figurative language is made up of quite a lot of things. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through each one, and there's the different types of figurative language. I'm going to tell you what they are, and then there's some examples. Okay, let's see how good we can do this. Okay, so the first one is personification. Okay, And when you use personification, you are talking about an object, okay? Like a pen or a flower or something like that, but you make it sound as though it is human. Okay, so I've got some pictures there of some flowers, and I've put the tulips smiled as the sun rose. Do tulips smile? No, they don't, but a human does. Okay, can we think of any other examples of personification? The ball bounced like a wobbly head. Okay, we'll come back to some more. Okay, then we have metaphors. Now, a metaphor says something is something else. Okay, so Tony is a tower of strength. Wayne Rooney is a goal machine. Now, is Wayne Rooney a goal machine? Well, he scores a lot of goals, but he's not a goal machine because he's not a machine. Tony is a tower of strength. That means someone's really, it could be strong, or it could be that he's very reliable and people are able to lean on him for support. Okay, so have a think of what a metaphor you could write. Now we have this very funny looking word, and this is called onomatopoeia. Can you say it? Onomatopoeia. Whisper it. Onomatopoeia. Shout it. Onomatopoeia. And that's a type of word that sounds like the thing it is describing, like bang or splat. Okay? And you've got some examples there. You've got bang, wow, boom, crack, tap, 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 splash, boing, right? All of those are examples of onomatopoeia. Say it again, onomatopoeia, because when you come back to school, I'm going to say the word bang and bam and splash. And I'm going to say, what are they examples of? And then you're going to have to tell me and say the word. Okay? Then we have one of the examples that you might have heard of and seen before. These are called similes. So similes are when we say one thing is like another. So a metaphor, it is something else, but similes say that one, it's like another. So they contain words like or as. So my example was the snow was on the ground like a thick warm blanket. Do you see the word? The snow was on the ground like a thick warm blanket. So the word like makes it a simile. If it was the snow is a thick warm blanket, it would be a metaphor. So it's like, or you might have as fast as a cheetah, as hungry as a horse. They are similes. So now we've got some crazy similes here. Okay, so the moon is like a zebra in hot pants. The moon is like the moment when you sneeze. Can you think of any more? Okay, I'm hoping this is going to work because I've downloaded a game. Okay, now if you were watching this, I'm hoping this will work. Okay, where you can do it yourselves. I don't know. So what we're going to do is we are going to see if we can play a game. Okay, so let me see. So we're going to read each clue and click the type of figurative language that matches it. If you are right, small squares will disappear from the picture on the right. And if you were wrong, you'll get a try again. Okay, so let's hopefully this will work. So, happy as a clam. Is it a simile or is it a metaphor? So, happy as a clam, what will it be? It will be a simile, and it's not working. Let's have a look at this one. I want to hear you shouting what it is. You are a bear in the morning. So you are a bear in the morning. Now, really? Are you a bear in the morning? Blake, are you a bear in the morning? What do you think it means? Well, if someone was to say you are a bear in the morning, I think it means that you're grumpy and you growl at people because you don't like early mornings. So, Blake, are you a bear? Sorry, pet. Okay, so do you think it is a simile or a metaphor? It is a metaphor because it's saying you are a. It's not saying as or like. Pretty as a picture. Is it a metaphor or a simile? It is a pretty as a picture. It's a simile. I hope you're shouting out. Okay then. Can you remember our alphabet game? Yeah? That it was alliteration where all the words begin with the same letter. Sally sells seashells. Now try and say that really, really fast. Go on. Sally sells seashells. Ready? Say it again. Sally sells seashells. Faster. Sally sells seashells. So is that alliteration? Or there's that word again. Onomatopoeia. It is alliteration. Okay, the sun sang in the sky. Does the sun sing in the sky? Would that be a metaphor or would it be personification? Yeah, it is personification because it's making something, and the something is the sun, and it's saying that it is singing. A human sings, but the sun certainly doesn't, does it? Well, we wouldn't know because it's never out here, is it? Okay, so we've got the word bang. Would that be a simile or onomatopoeia? Yeah, onomatopoeia. Your eyes are like stars. Okay, would that be a simile or personification? Yeah, it's a simile because it's saying like. Red roses rock. Which one would it be? I want you to go, yay, for alliteration, or I want you to go, boo, for a metaphor. Yeah, you're right, it's alliteration. The dog is a princess. Now, look at the sentence. The dog is a princess. Is it a simile or a metaphor? I want you to jump up and clap your hands if you think it's a simile, and I want you to sit on the floor with your legs crossed if you think it's a metaphor. All of you lot who are sitting on the floor with your legs crossed, you're wrong. It's a simile. Bzzz. Which one is it? Yeah, it's that word. Onomatopoeia. Ugly as an ogre. Ugly as an ogre. Simile or metaphor? Yeah, it is. It's a metaphor because we've got the word as there. The paper screamed. Did the paper scream? Does the paper scream? I'm glad we don't hear it in the classroom. Would that be personification or onomatopoeia? Yeah, personification because it's making the paper do something that's human. And we have finished our quiz. I'm so disappointed that hasn't worked. For the simple fact is that it was fab for you to play yourselves. I'll see if I can download it separately tomorrow morning, okay? Okay, so what your task is going to be, I need you to write today's date and target. So Wednesday the 3rd of March 2021. And your target is am I spelling? I do apologise year 4. I can explain what figurative language is. What have I done wrong? I've somehow typed an O in explain and it shouldn't be there. So what your task is to do, after you've written down your date and your target nice and neatly and underlined, please, I would like you to write down the different types of figurative language. So you might write alliteration first, okay? Then you underline it, and then you write a definition. You tell me what it is in your own words, okay? So we have alliteration. My definition is words next to each other all begin with the same letter. And so I've done some examples for you. Perfect plan. Sorry, Madison. Moody Madison. Curious Chloe. Bashful Blake. Brilliant Billy. I'm stuck. Try and make one for your word as well, for your name. And then try and write your own example. So you write the type of figurative language and you underline that as a subheading. You write what the definition is, what it is, and then you write your own example. Okay? Brilliant. So once you've done that, you can then come back to me. So pause your video now and then come back to me and we'll do our maths. Okay, so today we are going to be learning about digital times for 24 hours. Now this is really, really tricky. Okay, so I need you to bear with me and to really, really listen, and it's because it is quite difficult doing it without showing you with a big clock. Okay? So I'm going to do the best I can. So we've learned digital times for 12 hours between midnight and dinner time. Okay? So midnight started at 00:00 because there's no hours and no minutes. And then we have 1:01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08 when you might get up, 09, 10, 11, and then you have 12 o'clock, which is dinner time. Okay, now they are all AM. Okay, because they're AM because they are morning. Okay, and then at dinner time, after you've had your dinner and you come back into class, it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's from dinner time all the way past tea time and all the way around to 12 o'clock midnight is what we're going to learn today. So on a 12-hour clock, when the hour hand has gone all the way around the clock once, we start counting again from 1. So we have 1 o'clock in the morning and we have 1 o'clock on the afternoon. We use AM and PM to tell the difference between the times before 12 p.m. and after 12 p.m. So we have AM for between midnight and 12 o'clock dinner time, and PM from 12 o'clock dinner time up until 12 o'clock midnight. Okay, do we all understand that? Excellent. On a 24-hour clock, when the hour hand has gone all the way around the clock once, we keep counting all the way up to 24 because we've got 12 hours in between 12 midnight and 12 dinner time, and 12 hours between 12 dinner time and 12 midnight. So one full day is 24 hours. Okay? And when we're using digital times, we do not use AM or PM. Okay? So shall I say that again? From 12 o'clock midnight to 12 o'clock midday, dinner time, that is 12 hours. Okay? If we're using, we might say it's 8 a.m. Okay, sometimes we might use AM, but if we're using a digital time, we don't necessarily, if we're using the 24-hour clock, we do not use AM or PM. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock in the morning or 1 a.m. 2 o'clock in the morning or 2 a.m. or 300, can you see? Or 3. So I've got or 3, 3 o'clock or 3 a.m. or 4 o'clock or 4 a.m. So this is 4 o'clock in the morning. Again, or 5 a.m. Can you see? Or 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 a.m. 7 or 7 a.m. And you can see that goes all the way around until 10 or 10 a.m. 11 or 11 a.m. and then we come to 12. Okay? Now, when we get to 12 and we go past 12 o'clock into the afternoon, it is 1 p.m. But our digital time will say 1300. Okay? We will say it's 13. Okay, because what we do is we're at 12 and we were at 12, we're now at 1, so we add 1 to our 12 and that becomes 13. I wonder what 2 o'clock will be. If we're adding 2 to 12, we're always adding 12 to the number of the hour. Okay? So we've got 2 p.m, we add 12 and it's 14. So 2 o'clock is the same as 14. 3 o'clock, so we have 12 and we've added on 3. So it's 3 p.m. because it's in the afternoon, and that's the same as 15. 1600 hours or 16 will be 4 p.m. I wonder what 5 p.m. will be. So we've got 5 and we add on 12. So what's 5 add 12? Yeah, it will be 17. 6 p.m. is 1800. 7 p.m. is 19. 8 p.m. is 20. 9 p.m. is 21. 10 p.m. is 22. 11 p.m. is 23. And we're back to 12 a.m., which is midnight, and it's 00. Okay? So let's see if we can go through that again. So on our clock, we have 7:15 a.m. So it's in the morning. Our 7:15 is the same as 7:15. So what will our digital time, the 24-hour clock, say? So we write the hour, okay, before the colon here. Okay, so the hour goes here and the minutes go here. We don't put AM or PM. So if it's before 10, we put a 0 first. So it's 07:15. Let's see if I am right. It sure is. Let's have a look at another one. I've got 2:30 p.m. So the 2, it's p.m. So if it's p.m., it's in the afternoon. So it's gone all the way to 12. And then what do we do when it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon? What do we add to our 2? We add 12, don't we? We'll go 12. 1 will be 13. 2 will be 14. So I think it will be 14 and our minutes 30. Let's see if I'm right. 14:30. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, I've got some times. I've got some on the top. I've got the 12-hour times. And on the bottom, I have some 24-hour times. And what I would like you to do is have a look and let's see if we can go through them. Okay, because it is tricky, but it's better than doing fractions at home, isn't it? Okay, so let's have a look along the top. I have 8:45 a.m. Does that mean it is morning or afternoon? Yeah, it's morning. So remember, at 12 o'clock midnight, it starts at 0. And we're going round and we're counting in 1 hour, 2 hour, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So where would 8:45 a.m. go? Would it be 18:45? No. Would it be 20:45? No. Would it be 08:45 or 06:45? You're right, it is 08:45 because it is 8:45 in the morning. Now I have my next one. If we have a look at the next one along, it's saying 6:45 p.m. Remember, so it's past dinner time. So you need to put 6 fingers up, please, for me. Right. So we start at 12 and we're going to count on. We're going to carry on counting from 12 for those 6 fingers. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's 18. And how many minutes? 45. So can you see where 18:45 is? Yes. Okay, then I've got another one. 6:45 a.m. So if it's a.m., will it change? No. Slightly, but so it's 06:45. Yeah, can you see those? How they're the same, they match. And then we have 8:45 p.m. So can you put 8 fingers up for me because you've got 8 hours. So it's 12 and we're going to count on our 8 fingers from 12. So we've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there we have 20 and our minutes stayed the same. So it's 20:45. Let's see if we got this right, shall we? We did. We got it right. Okay, so when you know how to change 12-hour times to 24-hour times, it's easy to change the 24-hour times to 12-hour times. You just do it the other way around. So if you're counting on from 12, okay? So let's have a look. So we have 06:30. If it says 06, we know that it is a.m. So what time would it be? 6:30 a.m. Let's see if we're right. We are. Hey. Okay, I've got 19:10. So I know it's over 12. Okay, so I'm going to put 12 in my head and I'm going to count to 19. So 12 because that's dinner time. And that's up to 12 hours. So I've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. How many fingers have you got up? I have 7. Yeah? So it's 7:10 p.m. Let's see if we're right. We are. What about 0900 or 900 hours? We've got the 0 before, okay? It's below 12, so I know that it is AM, so it's 9:00 AM, or you could just say 9 AM. Let's see if you're right. We're right. Wee-ha! Right then, what about 22:10? Okay, is it more than 12? Yes, so we know that it is a PM, don't we? So what do? We put 22, we put 12 in our head and we count to 22. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. How many fingers do you have up? Yeah, so it's 10 p.m. So if it's 10 p.m., it's 10 minutes past 10 o'clock at night, when you should be in bed, may I say. Okay then, I've got 0105, 105. Okay, now I know that is morning because it is below 12. So it's 105 a.m. Oh, I'm good. Okay, so this, I'm going to show you, this is what you will be doing. So the first thing that you have to do, this is the sheet that you're doing. Okay? So I would pause the video now, and then you can go and get that worksheet. Okay, so number one, I'm just going to start going through a couple with you. What is the same and what is different about the clocks in each set? Okay, so you've got AM, 11 AM. Oh, then you've got 11 PM, 11 PM, and then you've got 2300. Okay then. So what is the difference and what is the same? Number two, write the times in 12-hour digital format using AM or PM. Okay, so you've got some 24-hour clocks. So if this was me, I would have a look and I would say, okay, so it's below 12 because it's 06. So I know that it is 6 and my colon 10. And because it's 06, I know that it is AM. You've got to excuse my writing because I'm trying to write using the computer mouse. Now I've got 1810. Now 18 I know is more than 12, so I'm going to put 12 in my head and count to 18. Okay, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I know that it is 6. Oh, my colon. If you miss your colon out, you get it wrong. 10. And I know because it's past 12, it is PM. And you can do the rest yourselves. Okay? Now, number 3. You've got 23:30. So what time would 23:30 be? And Amir has said to change from 24-hour to 12-hour digital time, you just have to subtract 12 from the hours. Okay, so that's what he said. So 23:30, take away 12 hours, leaves 11:30, and that would be AM or PM? PM, yeah. Does Amir's method always work? So you have to do a couple. I would do 5 examples. So start with a 24 digital time, then take away 12 hours and see if it always works. Okay, number 4. The time is 6:47 p.m. Okay, so it's after after you've had your tea, Dexter, Alex and Mo are using number lines to work out what time it will be in 2 hours and 36 minutes. So, how many minutes are there in 1 hour? Can you remember? I'm going to write this on here. 1 hour equals how many minutes? 60 minutes. So on a number line, we're going to count, okay? And you only go up to 60. You don't go to 100. So 647 add 13. So I would look at 47 add 13. Now you might need to make a note of this and do a calculation. Okay? Well, what's 7 add 3? 10. So what's 40 add 10 add 10? It's 60, isn't it? So it would be 7 or. Right, so that would make it 7 o'clock. I'm now adding 2 hours. So what's 7 o'clock add 2 hours? Yeah, it's 9 or. Now I'm adding 23 minutes. So I haven't any minutes yet. Will my hours need to change? No, they won't. So I've got 9, 23. Okay? Can you see what I've done there? Let's have a look. So I start off with 6:47 and I'm adding 13 minutes to make it up to the next hour. Okay? And then I'm adding the hours and then I'm adding the extra minutes because they want to know how many more minutes, what time it would be in 2 hours and 36 minutes. Okay? Now, Alex is saying she would prefer to do adding the 2 hours than the 36 minutes, which is partition between 13 and 23. And so you need to see if you can work those out. Remember, 1 hour is 60 minutes. Okay? And then Mo, he said a different way. So, but the answer, hopefully, will all be the same. Okay, so complete the sequences by writing the next 2 times in 24-hour digital format. Okay? So you have to decide. If it was, you've got 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30, or which is 6:30. Let's see if you can do the others. Okay? Niger is delivering a parcel to her friend's house. She leaves her house at 20 minutes to 11. Okay? She arrives at her friend's house at 11:50. So it's not yet 11 o'clock. So she then leaves her friend's house at 11:55. If her return journey takes the same amount of time, what time will it be when she gets home? So what I would do is I would work out how long it took from 10:40 all the way to 11:50. Now, I know 10:4, look at the hours and look at the minutes, okay? And very much you can use your number line. So here you've got 10:40. And on the end you've got 11:50. Okay, now my way, I like to do all the way from 10:40, and I like to make it up to the next full hour. So my next hour after 10 is 11. So I get to 11 o'clock. Can you see? Now, how many minutes is it from 10:40 until 11 o'clock? So there's 10:40. How many minutes to 11? 5, 10, 15, 20. So there I've added 20 minutes on there. So from 11 o'clock to 11:50, I can do another jump. And how many minutes, what's the difference between 11 and 11:50? It is 50. Okay. Now, my two jumps, I've got 20 minutes and I've got 50 minutes. And so 20 at 50, I know, makes 70. But 70 minutes is 1 hour, because 60 minutes and 10 minutes. So 60 minutes is 1 hour, and then I've got 10 minutes extra. So 11:55. So 11:55. I wish I had some more room here. So I've got 11:55. And I'm adding 1 hour and 10 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah? Okay, so 11:55, and I'm adding 1 hour, and that becomes 12:55. And then 10 minutes, I'm going to jump from 12:55 to, let's add 5 minutes, and that becomes 1 o'clock. And then, so I've added 1 hour and 5 minutes, but I need to add 1 hour and 10 minutes, so I need another 5 minutes. So what's 1 o'clock add 5 minutes? Yeah, it's 1:05. So what would it be? There you go. Because 1:05, it's 24-hour digital format. So it would be 13. Let's see if you can complete that sheet, the rest of that sheet yourself, please. Okay, now it's time for our careers, and because it's National Careers Week, and our book week activities. Okay, so who is ready? So you wrote your own story yesterday. Now today you are going to take on the role of designing your own book cover. Okay? So your to make a good book cover, your success criteria is that you need to have a name of the story. You have to have the name of the author, which I'm hoping is you and not your mum's or whoever's if anyone's helping you. Then it has to be colourful to catch the reader's attention, and you need a blurb on the back. Now we all know what a blurb is. It tells you a bit about the story, doesn't it, that you have written. So what information do you need on the book cover? You need the title of your story, the title of the book, the name of the author and the illustrator, the blurb on the back, and that tells you about the story, what's happened, and maybe a picture to show something about the story. So you might have a character on the front, you might have a picture of the setting, okay? Another thing you might have on the back of the book, sometimes they put reviews on the back by people who have read the book right at the beginning. And it could be that it is a newspaper, and they will say, what a thrilling story to read, a must read. We couldn't put the book down. So there you have some examples of front covers that you might want to make. Remember, if you have done a fairy tale or an action story, an adventure, your front cover needs to show that, okay? So if your story is about a nurse because they're a COVID hero, then maybe you should put a nurse on the front, okay? So once you've finished that, what I would like you to do is go onto YouTube after you finish looking at me, and I want you to have a look at an illustrator. Now, an illustrator is someone who draws any illustrations, any of the pictures that are inside the book. Okay? Now, if you go on YouTube and you type in draw along with Rob, and I'm hoping this works, and look at one of his YouTube videos and do some drawing for me. Show me your fantastic drawings. Okay, so you are going to design your own front cover, and then you're going to be an illustrator. Okay, now I've seen some fantastic artwork from you this year, sorry, when you've been doing the art with Mrs. Begum. Come on, let's wow me, okay? It has been lovely as always, year 4, and I will love you and leave you and enjoy your tasks today. And if you have any problems, don't hesitate. I'm in school tomorrow give me a ring, or just have a go. I know we're all getting a bit tired and sick of this home learning, and you'd rather be back at school because you'd rather see me face to face. I know. No, seriously. You've done fantastically well, most of you. Okay? So please try your best and finish this. And anything that we don't get, we will go back over when we are face to face. Okay? So see you later. Bye.